This is a podcast called 25 Whistles, talking football, and they all wear a whistle. Yeah, it's stupid, but what did you expect? It's a podcast called 25 Whistles. 25 Whistles.
Hello, 25 Whistles, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app and use the code BobbySports to get in on the action. Coming up, Darius Rucker. Coming up, the whistle. And by coming up, I mean now. That was a little too hard.
Oh, that was good.
That was solid.
You have your glove on?
I do. It's my
I want to make sure that your podcast gloves on, because if you're not dressed, we can't do the show.
That's
you know?
right.
I'd like to start off by saying a very sad goodbye to Nick Chubb,
Oh, yeah.
who I drafted I'm playing 2 leagues, both my leagues, first round.
Dang.
Lost him for the year.
You're not worried about his injury at all? Like him? Like what he's going?
Don't know him.
Okay. Because that looked pretty bad, but no, I get it.
Don't know him. I hope he gets better. What do I care? I want to have him on my team next year. I want him to. I want every human to feel good and be healthy, but I am sad because I'm not a Browns fan. I'm sad because I lost my first round pick. And guess who my other back is? Out for 3 weeks? Saquon Barkley.
Saquon.
Yeah. Dang. So, do you have another one? Who's on your bench now?
It's just it's
All bad.
tattered and torn.
All bad.
He's gonna need
Like
help.
like the knee.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Oh, guys, it's too soon.
I'm that guy. No, I want him to be healthy. I hope it bounces back. But what I'm thinking about today is my fantasy team. And it sucks, and I know it is secondary to most everybody else except for the owners of the player that gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks. I'm very sad about that.
Did you see the footage?
Yeah, I was watching the... Oh, you want to know something stupid? I got a couple things to say. I bet the Saints minus 3.5, and Saints are running with it. All good. Until the last drive of the game when the Panthers, they're not going to win the game. They score a touchdown. Okay, well, that sucks. Just stop them from scoring 2. Then they score 2, and they win by 3. The whole game.
They let him just ease down that field.
They play like super prevent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was so stupid. I texted Eddie. I was like, I got the Saints minus 3.5, and I know they're going to score a touchdown. Please stop them from 2. And they didn't.
Dang.
And I lost that one. So stupid.
Yeah, that hurts. People were complaining about the Rams game too, like some call or something that messed up the line.
Well, mine was super
He
bad.
kicked a field goal
Is that what it was?
with no time left. They were down 10, so they lost by 7.
That's messed
But
up.
somebody said that they think he did it because the stats guy says like your odds if a tie ends up at the end of the year, like you get
Points?
better odds of getting a higher seed if you tie with somebody.
Oh,
Like point-wise.
Point wise, yeah.
So also like points like Iowa, you know, Ferentz's son is the offensive coordinator, and he has to score like 28 points a week. And so they were crushing last game, and they just kept scoring because he's not that average yet. So, and it has to be at the end of the year. So they were like padding it so he could have it.
Wow.
And I think once this year happens, if he's able to keep that, whatever that number was, they can renegotiate the whole contract. But I think it was kind of his do or die year.
I think 25.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's funny. I just saw a clip on that. And he scored 41 last week, and he
And they just kept scoring.
got to the podium, and he's like, what do you guys think about that one?
Did you guys see that North America lose by
Oh my
like
gosh.
90 points in
Yeah,
football?
Yeah.
Who knew there was a North American team?
Oh, on what?
College football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably like Division 2 or something.
Yeah.
Where are they out of?
North America.
Like where?
I didn't even know that was a school.
That's crazy.
But they were like down 87-0, and then another touchdown was scored. They lost like 90 something.
Oh man,
I think it was like Portland State.
It was Portland State.
Because Portland State lost like 80-something to nothing to
To
Oregon
Oregon.
the week before. And then they were like,
They
you know
took
what?
it out.
Took it out
We're
on
doing
North
it.
America. North American University.
We all lost though. That's North America. That's us. That's all of our
We're all
team.
offended.
That sucks. Arkansas lost, which hurt pretty bad. I was doing my show in D.C., and I kept the game on the side of the stage where I couldn't see it unless I walked off. There were a couple breaks during the show. I can walk off during a video. And before I even walked to do my set, we were up 14-0. We like a 50-yard touchdown around the edge, and then a punt return for a touchdown. I was like, well, looks pretty good to me. Then I come back, and it's close. And then the show is over. It's fourth quarter. We're down 7, and we have to drive. And we drive all the way down the field. We have like 3 holds. It's terrible. Makes me sick. At least it wasn't an SEC game. And I still have faith that we could play LSU close, but we're like a 17-point underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loading up. I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm going to lose so much that there's no way I'm going to catch up when you guys hear later about how much I won or lost.
I'm kind of scared for you.
Because I think we can win. When do I say that?
Never.
Like,
Never.
never am I. I'm not blindly.
Even in Death Valley?
I don't give a crap. Life Valley, Death
Oh.
Valley, Life
Oh.
Mountain,
Ooh.
Oh.
Death Mountain.
Murder Valley.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
We're coming, baby. So that was a sucky loss for us, but at least it wasn't a conference play. But look, Alabama almost loses to South Florida, which is crazy. They don't have a quarterback. They got that 5-star kid, but they've also who even knows what's going on. So this is interesting.
How late was
No.
that game? That Alabama game?
It was over in the evening.
Yeah, it was like 6 o'clock or something.
Yeah,
Okay, I
'cause
was
it was
just
it was
checking.
ending whenever I was about to go on stage.
Yeah, I think it was like a 2:30 start, 3 o'clock.
Just making sure it wasn't too late for Saban. Just making sure.
Oh, yeah.
For Saban.
Yeah, man, he's getting
Saban.
old. Saban.
Oh, Saban.
You thought I said Saban?
Yeah, for saving. Why would want to save that game?
Saban.
All right, let's go over and get in the tittle tattle.
It's time for the stupidest name ever. It's the Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
Currently leading the nation in passing yards and second in passing touchdowns. Do you think Michael Penix Jr. is the best kept secret in college football?
I think it's hilarious that you say his name like Penix.
Yeah, why'd you say
I don't-
Penix?
Is it
I've always
Penix
heard
or
it
Penix?
I think it's
Yeah.
Penix.
I think it. Oh, is it?
The fact
Yeah.
that you just went with Penix, though.
Don't think it's Penix.
Yeah.
I like Penix better.
Of course he
Me
did.
too. I think that would be hilarious. I think he gets talked about a whole lot, and everybody's like, nobody even knows. But nobody will stop talking about the fact that nobody knows him. We all know about him. We talk about him all the time.
Don't know anything about him.
Went to Indiana first.
You don't know about him?
Nah, I know the name. I know Penix, but I don't know much
Penix.
about him.
So you don't know Penix, but you know Penix.
When you play West Coast, it's tough. I mean, Caleb Williams, we all know, but there's a lot of story behind that. He goes to Oklahoma.
Sure.
He comes in, he replaces Rattler, he then leaves with the coach. I mean, that's probably a big reason we also all know Caleb Williams so well, is that whole story with it. I think if you're going to school to Washington State, and Oregon State. Oregon a little bit because it's a high-profile school, and USC high-profile school. But those West Coast schools, it's hard unless like you've been around for a little bit. So I don't think he'll win the Heisman, but he is playing really well. It's hard to win the Heisman, even West Coast. There's just a bias because we don't get to see the games as much. But he's going to play Cal. They go to Arizona and they play. Oregon comes to them, right?
Mhm.
I think that Oregon game will be interesting as far as where he stands. If he's crushing it at the end of the, because they're undefeated, then I think he's probably the Heisman front runner if they win all three of those games. I also think if Colorado wins the next two games, Shedeur Sanders is probably these big games are where it's made. If you can just play decent and win the big games, it's better than playing really well and losing. So, because the Heisman winner mostly needs to come from a team that's in contention for something big. So yeah, he's starting to not be such a secret. He should change his name to Penis though.
Penix.
See, exactly.
It's like Joe Theismann. That wasn't how his name. He changed it because of Heisman.
What was his name?
What?
It was said differently.
Joe
Theismann?
Theismann?
Yeah.
Really?
I did not know that.
Changed it because of Heisman. Joe Theismann, Heisman.
I feel like maybe you've told us that before, but I didn't know that either.
And I would change it because Penis. You know?
Right.
Yeah. A lot more fun.
All right, go ahead.
All right, just talking about Colorado. Travis Hunter's out for a few weeks. Do you think the Cinderella story comes to a screeching halt this week at Oregon?
Oregon's a 21-point favorite. I think Oregon probably wins regardless. But the last time that there was a team that was a 20-point favorite, it was TCU. But again, it is their best player out. I would have said I probably would bet on Oregon anyway, straight up. I'm not touching the line with Deion's team. I'm not touching the line because I don't know. He could surprise us and fall 3 short, or even the Colorado State game. Like, to play him that close was to me. I get it, rivalry game, but man, you're supposed to kill him. So yeah, I think they lose. I think they probably lose the next two, but I'm not going to go. They're going to lose for sure because Deion, who knows? He may have more kids transfer over today.
Oh, yeah. It's got a lot of kids.
Like, start a new rule. Take 9 new portal kids that come in today. So, that's a big number. So, I do think Oregon will beat them.
Sorry. At 0-2 and Burrow unsure to play next Monday, do you think it's time to panic for Bengals fans?
Probably. It's the same
Yeah.
injury. If it was a different injury, or it's tough to say panic with the Bengals and Burrow because the last 3 years he's been 0-2, 0-2, like 1-1, 1-2. They've never started right. However, it's the same injury, right? Same leg, same calf, everything's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that panic is the word. They could probably lose another 1 or 2 if they rest him, and they could probably still get back into contention. They're that good, but they're not. They haven't even thrown the ball down the field. You know, he's averaging like 4.5 yards an attempt.
That's his back foot.
I don't know which calf it is. I think it would hurt me either way.
I think it's the right one, his back foot.
But
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
throw
yeah.
if I was a quarterback. My throwing style would be granny,
Like underhand.
both 2-hand underhand, granny like that. So it wouldn't matter. So I wouldn't depend too much on either leg.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, next.
Last one here. After another disappointing loss, do you think Chargers head coach Brandon Staley is the first coach of the year on the hot seat?
I used to be like, give Staley time. Yeah. He's a defensive coach. They ain't playing defense. As a matter of fact, they ain't playing offense either. The Chargers have so much talent, and I'm so sick about hearing about, man, I tell you what, their quarterback, Herbert, he's just the best, man. He's one of the top 5. He's just so talented. Okay, eventually, somebody's going to have to do something to actually show that. I think I said that the first episode of this whole season. I was like, I get that Justin Herbert's supposed to be really good, but he ain't doing anything. He played hurt all last year. Great, give him a cookie. They didn't win. It's great he played hurt. That means he's tough.
Tough dude.
But still, you can't put him up there in that class with the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, the Jalen Hurts, which they do. They put him up in that upper echelon. He's never done anything, at least statistically, at least to be there. Am I wrong? He looks great.
Yeah.
He throws a really pretty ball. But am I wrong? Has he just won massive games? Have they won in the playoffs? Does he? No. So I'm sure people that are a lot smarter than me see exactly what there is to be seen, but he hasn't done it yet. And maybe that's Staley's fault. He got a new offensive coordinator. Eddie got your boy.
Oh yeah, you got Kellen Moore. What's his name? Kellen
Yeah.
Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's over there now.
It looks the same.
It does look the
I
same.
think it's the exact same.
Austin Eckler's been hurt.
Just one game.
I think he's hurt this week. I think he's out this week again. I think he's out for 2 weeks. But I mean that hurts you. He's a top scorer for your team.
But what about every other game in playoffs in year, the last 2?
No, I get it.
Their defense has been really bad too, and they have some studs.
And you got Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa, Khalil Mack,
who's-
Derwin James.
Yeah, Mac's getting kind of old, but I agree. Mac's still at 82, 83 if it were real life Madden. You know, Bosa's
What's
a 97.
Bosa? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Parsons is a 99.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's the only
Can you
one
be
below
100?
No, 99 is high as you can be.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't do 3 digits.
It's kind of dumb. They should do 100.
They don't
like
do
if
3.
you're the best, you should do 100.
That's 99. You're a 99er.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Staley should be on the hot seat. And if they continue to lose, could even get fired midseason. Yep. Okay, that's the tittle tattle.
The stupidest name ever. It's the tittle tattle with Gamecocks and Dolphins.
All right, so Darius Rucker is here. And before we even started this, Darius yells at Eddie, the Cowboys suck. Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, you got your Cowboys hat and your little sweatshirt on. And it's like, man, they suck.
Wait, Darius, what are you talking about?
They're doing right now what they always do. They're beating bad teams, and then they're going to get in the playoffs, and they're going to get blown out in the first round, and you're going to be crying, next year.
They do that a lot, though.
They do that a lot.
That is
That's their
consistent.
I mean, I see the Cowboys doing, but I also see the 49ers doing well. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again.
But don't you think, though, because I'm not a Cowboys fan,
Yep.
don't you think that, one, Dak looked good against a really good defense with the Jets?
Yes.
Like, super consistent. I
Yeah.
forget, it was like 30 for 36. I don't remember the exact numbers.
30,
Secondly,
31 for 38, but no one's.
is that okay?
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Secondly, Micah Parsons is the
Best player in the country.
best
Yeah.
best football
defensive
player.
in the world. Yes,
Yes.
best football player in the world.
I would say he's number 1, and you go to Mahomes for number 2
Yep.
if we're doing best football player.
Yes.
So with that defense, and with Dak just being slightly better than a game manager, I think they could do it this year.
At some point, when it's really, really important, Dak's going to be Dak.
Yeah.
At some point.
Okay.
I would love for the Cowboys to play the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. That would be the easiest win the Dolphins ever had.
All right. When I watch the Dolphins play, which by the way, they're
Best,
offensive.
Yeah,
best
man.
team in football.
They are dynamic. Between the speed of Waddle and Tyreek, it's crazy how fast they are.
Yes.
I would watch Tua even this week. Just Chunk and Waddle would still outrun it
Yeah.
and jump up and make a great play.
Yeah.
Like Waddle's that dude. Even if Tyreek wasn't on the team, Waddle is that
Would
dude.
be that dude. I agree with you 100%.
So, but that being said, I just am so concerned about Tua, who I love, that every time he gets sacked or hit, I'm just like, God, please get up.
Dude, I'm a Dolphin fan. I love the Miami Dolphins, and every time he goes down, I'm fingers crossed, staring at the TV, hoping he gets up.
I'm a big Tua guy, right?
I love him. If he stays healthy, we really have a shot at the Super Bowl, but that's a big, big if.
I love McDaniel. I love the coach.
Yeah, I do too.
That-
McDaniel's a great dude.
Do you know him?
I'd met him once.
Is he? I hope he's weird.
He is.
He's gotta
Okay,
be
good. He
weird.
has to be
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
because that's what I expect of him.
Yeah.
Like I had a friend once that met Eminem, and I was like, I hope he was a dick. And they were like, he was. I was like, that's awesome. He needs to be that because I don't want him to not be what I need him to be.
Yeah.
So with that division, with the Dolphins, what do you think the Jets? What do you think they would have done if Rodgers stays in?
Oh, they would probably go to the Super Bowl because their defense is so good. I was playing Pebble. I'm pretty good friends with Aaron. I'm playing Pebble with Aaron, and this is before he signed with the Jets. And I'm saying to him, we played 3 days in a row, and I say 8 million times, you cannot go to the Jets. You cannot go to the Jets. And then I get a text. I'm going to the Jets.
Oh, no.
He didn't listen.
I did see yesterday where they said that because the guy I think that was doing his surgery like worked for Dr. James Andrews, but there's this new that they said he could actually be back by
heard that.
January.
December. If I were the Jets, first of all, I would say no way. Even if we're playing, no way. If you're going to come back and you can be good by January, that means you'll be real good by next
Yes.
September.
Yes.
Do you think he comes back? You know him.
I don't think he comes back because I don't think they'll be in contention.
No. Do you think he comes back next year?
Oh, he plays.
So
100.
you don't
Not
think
retired.
100%.
if I had $100 million and had to go through a grueling rehab, I don't know that I would go through a grueling rehab.
But none of us play football. Like, nobody wants to go out like that, especially when you're one of the greatest of all time and you go to this team to win the Super Bowl. Nobody wants to go out being carted off the field. Everybody wants to walk off the field. So I guarantee you he will be back.
Do you think the Jets just stick with Zach Wilson the whole time?
Right now. When you look around in the landscape, there's really nobody so much better that you're going to go out and pick up. Unless you can talk Brady into it, and you can't.
Oh, can
No,
you imagine?
That's not happening.
Because he's a big
That's not
Patriots
happening.
fan.
That's not happening.
I mean, Brady goes out, rings the bell,
Not
and goes
happening. No,
Can
no,
you
no, no, no.
imagine if he went to the Jets and won a Super Bowl with another team?
Oh, God.
hilarious.
I would throw all my Brady stuff away.
No, you
yeah.
I
wouldn't.
can't- yes,
He's always
absolutely.
a Patriot.
No, if he goes to the Jets, I'm cutting his Achilles. So
You feel like the Dolphins can do it?
yes, I really feel like with Fangio running the defense now, and
What about Jalen
if Tua-
Ramsey?
If Tua stays healthy,
I mean, he's not even. I mean, is he getting back? Is he gonna be full Jalen Ramsey?
I think so.
Week 6?
I hope so. Yeah. If not week 6, week 8, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Would you rather him wait and come back?
Yeah. Later.
Because I guess you don't need him right now.
No, we're in a good spot right now. We're going to need Jalen in the playoffs. And right now we're rolling right along. Tua stays healthy, we'll be good. But I would rather him stay out to like week 8 or 10 and then rush back.
Buffalo?
Their window's closing. I mean, their window was huge for the last few years. They looked good yesterday, but I'm not scared of Buffalo.
Do you think though, with Dable leaving, that Josh Allen, he's thrown a lot of picks. He's fumbled a bunch, even the second half of last year. Do you think that's hurt him for like perpetuity?
Yeah. But he could get it all. It could all transcend if he just plays well. If he wins a Super Bowl in Buffalo,
For sure.
everything.
He's set forever
yeah,
too.
set.
Set forever. It's crazy to think about those Buffalo years where they lost 4 in a row.
Dude, you got to realize this.
Crazy.
I'm a Dolphin fan, and we got Dan Marino, and the Bills are going to 4 Super Bowls in a row. It was like I wanted to kill all of them. I mean, it was vicious.
I was reading an article about how Dan Marino being so good hurt that team because they felt like they didn't need to invest in anything else, and they put it all on Marino's shoulders.
Yes.
And Dan's like, "Yo, I'm doing everything I possibly can, being one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, but you're giving me no help."
Yeah.
And they felt like they didn't have to spend a whole bunch of money because they had him. You talk about unfair.
And it was tough because it was really before the really big free agent era, and when you built your team through the draft, and the Dolphins were always making the playoffs and losing early in the playoffs, and so you don't get any good draft picks, and you go through all that, and you're like, they didn't want a running game because they had Marino. What do we need a running game for? Yeah, you need a running game to win the Super Bowl. But that was tough. I watched a lot of great years go down the tube. Like Joe Montana said the other day, if he had won 1 Super Bowl, the greatest quarterback, it wouldn't even be a conversation of who it was. If he just won one.
And he's Charles Barkley.
Yes.
That Charles Barkley was so good, so dominant. If you didn't, and you see him now, you're like, that guy. Like kids now, Charles Barkley was a man.
Yes.
But the fact that he never won one with the Sixers or the Suns, I think keeps some people from really acknowledging that he was one of the greatest ever to play.
I agree.
That they don't move him up those lists higher because he did. Same thing with Marino.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. When you don't win a championship, people don't give you the respect that you deserve for a lot of players. And most players don't win a championship, but people that know sports like us, we know that Marino was great. We know that Barkley was great. They just did that champion thing. I mean, Barkley played in the Jordan era.
I mean, Jordan kept the Suns. I mean, Jordan's why Barkley didn't win.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about South Carolina football for a second. I'm a massive Shane. I never wanted to like I don't dislike South Carolina.
Yeah.
It's like disliking Arkansas. We don't win enough to make people dislike us.
Exactly.
So nobody hates us. But I never had plans to actually really like and root for South Carolina. And we went over and spent the day with Shane and Coach Beamer. I love that dude.
I love him. I
Like,
hope he's there forever.
yeah.
I love him.
Like, I root for South Carolina now. And even when you were just a fan, I was like, screw him. I don't care about Darius that much. But Coach Beamer, I'm in. So what is your relationship with the program now?
Oh, Shane's a real good friend. I think I'm part of the program. I built a studio in the facilities for all the kids, and it's funny because he had to put a curfew on it because they were staying until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Just making
Recording
music
stuff?
and beats and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's cool.
How many games do you get back to or try to?
I'll go to 6 this year.
You will?
Yeah.
All home, or do you?
I don't go to away games, man. I'm not getting in a fight with nobody.
Smart.
I don't go to away games.
What's a successful season this season?
Any ball game. If we can win 7, 8 games, if we could sneak 9, which doesn't look very good right now, but if we could win 7 or 8 games and make a bowl game, that's a successful season.
You played Georgia tight, and I'm a big DraftKings guy, and so I had South Carolina plus 14 or 15, and they ended up losing by 10, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
But it was a really good game.
For the first half, you couldn't tell me. After the first half, I thought we were going to win the game. But then Georgia did exactly what they should have done. They said, we're not going to care about you running the ball at all. We're just going to play the pass.
Right.
And they killed us.
I feel like Rattler's arm is so good, but the big question in South Carolina was their offensive line.
It still is.
And it still is.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you're in the SEC and you don't have interior O&D, that's where you get made and that's where you get lost too.
Watching the Georgia game, you really saw it. And the North Carolina game, you really saw up front, we just can't play. I mean, we can't play with the big guys.
I became pretty good friends with Deion Sanders 5 or 6 years ago. Do you know Deion at all?
I met Deion a couple of times.
So how do you feel about Colorado? You've been watching those games?
Everybody loves Colorado right now. You can't not pull for them. It was he's instantly turned that program around. He instantly made that the most watched program in the country, and they're winning, which is even better. And I always say Colorado enjoy it right now because as soon as that Florida State job comes up, he's gone.
And I've told the story before. He called me whenever that Florida State job was open last time, and no one was really giving him a shot at any Power 5 school, which is why he went down and turned Jackson State into the powerhouse that they became. But he called me and he was like, hey, will you tweet that you think I'd be a good coach for Florida State? And so he was already doing the PR thing then.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think Deion would be the great coach for Florida State. And they hired Coach Narble, who I like as well, down at Florida State. But yeah, Colorado, they should love it.
Yes, enjoy it. And Deion was so funny. I don't know if you saw the 60-minute interview the other day, but they said, who's the best coach in college football? He said, somebody give me a mirror.
Give me a mirror,
Let me
yeah.
look at
That's what he said. Give me a mirror.
That was awesome.
All right, Darius new record's coming out on October the 6th. What's a record to you song-wise now? How many tracks? I'm sure that's changed over the years.
13 for regular, and then you got to put 2 in for Spotify, 2 in for Apple. So
Really?
yeah.
How do you pick which tracks you put in for the Spotify or Apple or Target? Is it like, these are pretty good?
No, I record so much for a record, and I usually like all the songs I record, so you just pick the ones that. And then there's always live stuff sitting around that they want to use, so you do that.
Live stuff's always a good,
Yeah.
because it's still the hit.
Yeah, you can put Let Her Cry on there, and everybody's happy.
How many versions of Let Her Cry have you recorded over the years?
A lot. A lot.
Darius, we appreciate the time. Good to talk to you, man.
Always good with you, Bobby.
Thanks,
Love you, man.
Darius. Let's recap our locks of the week. Last week, Now remember the rules, Eddie. I like it that you drink with your glove too.
Yeah, thank you, man. I do everything with my glove.
Yeah, his podcast glove is on, and he's really, but he's drinking over there as well, like with his podcast glove, so he didn't drop
I
it.
was drinking coffee, by the way.
Yeah.
In case people are thinking I'm drinking on the job.
Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes to get you through this crap.
It's tequila.
So
Can I have some?
let's do this. The deal was if you give a lock and you lose, you have to put in the pot. How much?
$10.
$10. There's only one lock a week you have to give. So, Eddie, you had Chiefs minus 3.5 at the Jaguars.
And you guys went, what?
You-
What?
No, not really.
Yeah. Play the tape. Not now.
Chiefs won 17-9. That is your lock.
Ah.
Eddie, you're in. No money's put in by you.
Let's go, baby.
Kevin,
Yeah.
you had the Packers minus 1.5 at the Falcons. Problem is, Falcons won the game. Into the fishbowl this week, Kevin, you lost. You have to put $10.
I have a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
how it
That's
works.
That's how I lost the stupid Saints
Yep.
Panthers.
Well, I'm just as mad.
$10. We got to get a fishbowl in here.
I love it.
Put the money in there. Let's go to Reed.
Did I win?
Do you even remember your bet?
Reed, you
I don't
have to put some
remember.
effort
I
into
didn't
it.
even
No, remember
watch
Reed was
it.
like, and we're like, take your time. He's like, no, this one looks
I
good.
forgot.
Reed, you had the Colts +1.
That's right.
No, Texans +1.
Yeah, Texans. Okay.
Texas versus the Colts +1. Is it written wrong on here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had the Texans +1.
That's not good.
What happened?
Colts won by 11.
Ah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And then I had Oklahoma minus 26.5, and then Oklahoma won 66-17.
Good job.
So Reed and Kevin, don't put your $10 in now. On the show later this week, we'll get a bowl or something, and we'll put the money in it.
Cool. Okay.
But you got to bring the money, put the cash in it.
And Mike didn't play?
Mike
Is that
said
right?
Mike said no. He's
Smart
not so
dude.
happy. Yeah. We didn't put out the Too Much Access episode with the University of Arkansas.
You want
this
to hold
week.
off a little bit?
Well, I didn't put it out because I wasn't in the mood.
Yeah, I get that.
And it's a really good one.
Ah.
It's the best one we have so far.
It's so good.
And Reed is so good at editing, and it's not just editing; it's like the comedic timing of the edits, and it's really good.
Good job, Reed.
It's a great job. But we're not gonna put it out. I can't put it out after a loss. But the problem is we have to play 4 really hard games in a row.
Oh, so we may never see the episode, is what you're saying? What are you saying?
I thought you
bud?
said you're going to win this week.
I know, but I'm just saying there's a chance. Well, we're
Yeah.
a 18-point underdog.
Yeah.
So does that make me a wimp for not putting it out? Am I a baby for not putting it out this week?
No. No, I'm with you on this. Let's wait for a good, solid win, and then we celebrate it by releasing the episode. I think it's a great idea.
We have Western Kentucky coming up too. Powerhouse Conference USA. We're gonna go to UNLV this week. So somebody needs to win.
Yeah.
Because if everybody loses, we can't play any. we're not
Right. That's the
doing
rule.
it. Yeah, we can't play somebody after. That's a good rule. We shouldn't put.
Then
it
our
out after they
audience
lose.
loses.
Yeah, but that's
Good point.
showbiz, baby. We shouldn't put out a team after they lose. I just don't think we should put out a team after they lose. Generally,
I think it's great.
do you guys feel okay about that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Because why would somebody even promote it then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you just came off this crappy loss.
Yeah.
But here you go.
Tell everybody about it. Yeah.
But their gym is fantastic.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's great facilities.
All right, let's go around the room here. Let's do the I told you so of the week. Something you told us. And maybe we didn't listen, maybe we did, but Eddie, I told you so of the week. Go.
I told you that the Cowboys, that was going to be a no-brainer. No-brainer win. Yes, the Cowboys were going to win, and they did that. There was no looking back. Dude, I'm telling you, the Cowboys look unbelievable. And I don't know if we're playing crappy teams. I don't know what it is, but the Cowboys just look good. And they look like a team that wants to win the whole dang thing.
We
I
did
love
score
it.
points on a good defense.
Yeah,
You know,
which is great.
Dak also played good.
31 out of 38
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. It's pretty good.
All right, you told us so.
I told you.
Kevin?
Mine is the Patriots offensive line. I told you guys that they're gonna struggle this year, and they struggled against the Dolphins big time. Made them look like the Cowboys defense actually, and that's not the case at all. And they didn't even have Jalen Phillips, their best edge rusher. Van Gunkel, something like that.
Yeah, I
Robbie
like his
Van
name.
Winkle.
He looked like a
Vanilla
stud,
Ice.
and I'm like, okay. So I told you guys about their offensive line, and it showed.
But so your I told you so is how bad a team was going to play?
How bad a position.
Yeah, but
Interesting
that was
play.
kind of.
Interesting.
Yeah, I told you so should be something that people didn't kind of agree with.
Right.
Not that we also were like, oh, how about that?
Yeah, no one disagreed with you on that.
But you said whether we agreed with you or not.
I know, but it's supposed to be like something that got a little bit of resistance.
Like you don't say I told you so, and we're like we all agree, dude.
You're
I
like,
know.
hey, I told you so. Patrick Mahomes is good. I told you so. Okay, so next time.
Okay. Now I know.
Like mine is Baker Mayfield.
Oh, you did tell us so.
I told you so.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield. He's a
dog.
No. At least through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's played good. He broke the whole Minnesota defense down out on the field, calling every play. Been playing well. Baker Mayfield, I told you so. Don't bet against Baker. I told you undefeated.
You say that.
And where are they right now?
2-0.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Patrick Mahomes agrees to terms on a new restructured contract.
Oh, my gosh.
Why they do this?
Interesting question.
Good question.
I would assume they did it for cap reasons after this couple to few years. They can pay him all this money now and have money to then play with later. It's got to be a cap reason.
Yeah.
Because why else would you do it?
And they're saying it's to make him, quote unquote, happy because now he's in the market with the top guys.
That's all good and stuff,
Right.
but he's already contractually in for 7 years unless you change it. Who cares if he's happy? He's there. That's why you gave him the biggest deal last time. There's got to be some fudging numbers in play.
Because usually everything's backloaded, but now it's like front loaded.
Right, so they can get it over with.
Yeah.
Have money later.
And then I think they said they're going to renegotiate in 2026.
What's the guarantee on this?
$210 million.
How about Chris Jones? You think he's mad at all?
They didn't give him any money, really.
Yeah.
They just gave him some incentives, and
Yeah.
that's it. I don't know. I would be mad if it were anybody but Patrick Mahomes, probably. But yes, I'd probably still be a little irritated they couldn't drop a couple, morsels for me. Saquon Barkley's sprained to sideline him for 3 weeks. Barry Sanders announced a documentary on why he retired, because that was always kind of a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I just assumed because he hated that the Lions suck so bad and weren't getting any better. That was my assumption.
But can't you ask for a trade?
I felt like he just didn't want to play anymore, get beat up. I don't know.
Where is he, guys, in your rankings, running back? Because I'm a little too young. I kind of remember him.
He just doesn't have any, he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But we didn't have Sunday Ticket then. There were like 3 games on TV.
That's right.
So we really just
Good
saw
point.
highlights.
And they were never on Thanksgiving. That's it, huh?
Yeah, it's very, very, very rare that you saw a Lions game.
Some Monday Night Footballs, maybe.
Yeah. So are we doing what we've been told or who we've seen?
No, who like in your lifetime, where would he rank, or who would be your top 3? Maybe.
Top 3's
Or
good.
top-
Because
yeah.
I'd probably put do I remember Walter Payton?
I mean, I remember the highlights, NFL films.
And I don't know if I remember him or being very young or if I just saw the clips of him very young.
Mhm.
So maybe it should be when you're alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Walter Payton, I'd put up there,
We were alive.
like 85 Bears,
Yeah.
but I don't. Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of it.
Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, you're a
Bias.
Cowboys fan.
Dude, he was like poetry in motion.
No, I don't feel like he was poetry. I feel like Barry
no.
Sanders is poetry because he was like having a
Cutting.
juke and jive and move. Emmett just straight ahead, but would find the hole.
Yeah, but wouldn't get touched.
That's
Like
not-
it was really poetry. It's like he's flying.
Mm-hmm. And Icky Woods,
That was not poetry in
He
motion.
would.
just for the shuffle.
The shuffle.
Okay.
No, I'm not
Christian
putting Icky up there.
Okoye.
Oh, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Sean Alexander.
Oh yeah,
he had his
He's a
2-year
beast,
run.
dude.
Yeah, but you're doing Tecmo Bowl, Eddie. I'm doing real life.
Bo Jackson,
Nah, for a second, but no.
dude. That with him and the Boz, with that
no,
the goal
you're just
line.
doing with commercials
Oh yeah.
or the documentary of the Boz.
But you're telling, dude, Bo was like
He-
it when
he-
we were kids.
Yes, but he wasn't the best running back. He didn't have enough of a life. Blew his hip out against the Bengals
True.
quickly,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Marcus Allen.
I always like Bo Jackson more than Marcus Allen. They played on the same Raiders team.
What about Adrian Peterson? Like in my lifetime,
That's
he's
great,
the
yes.
best I've ever seen.
I think Adrian Peterson
For
is up there
so
too.
long.
Yeah, he's up there too. So I would probably put. I'm gonna take Walter Payton out because I don't know if I've ever seen him play. But Adrian Peterson for sure, Emmitt Smith for sure, and no doubt Icky Woods. All right,
He Woods.
Icky Woods. That's it. That's it for this week. We'll be back. We'll come back. Thanks to Darius for stopping by.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. He's talking a lot of crap to me, man.
No,
For no
it's-
reason.
No, it's cool. Because you wear a glove, dude. That's why.
Is that what it was?
Everybody's like, why is the guy wearing a podcast glove?
I don't like this guy.
Thank you. Goodbye, my friends. We will see you on Friday. Whistle us out, Eddie.
Yeah, I got you. Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Let's
Whistle us out,
go.
Eddie.
Give me that whistle.
Eddie, whistle us out,
Here we
Eddie.
go.
Eddie, whistle us
Are you
out.
ready?
We're ready. There we go. All right. See you guys next time.